Texting. Hello in there.
Texting. Are you a 2-thumb texter or a 1-thumb texter?
It depends.
Or are you a... Don't tell me you're...
No, I'm the thumb.
You're 1 thumb.
I'm the thumb.
1 thumb is still slow, though.
I didn't say it was quick. I just said I'm 1 thumb.
Okay.
But there are sometimes when I am 2 thumbs. There are some times.
They call me Tommy 2 thumbs when I'm texting.
No, there are times when
there
are times. Most of the time, it's a 1 thumb deal. But there are times. Actually, it did happen today, and I was texting my brother, and I did that. Yes, remember that? Yes, I texted you.
Have you ever admired somebody's text speed?
I've never actually watched somebody just. I mean, I see them text, but I'm
just gonna say
I'm not zoning in, counting or looking for this shit.
I'm a pretty skilled texter with the 2 thumbs, and there was one time Brian and I were on our way, I think, to look at the price of Wagyu steak that we didn't buy.
Why?
Because we couldn't find any.
Oh, okay.
But I was texting the group.
Yeah.
I think it was for Creek's birthday. I was like, brrr, and he goes, "You text with 2 thumbs, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That's pretty fast texting."
Yeah,
I appreciated the compliment on my text speed.
Your text speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brian.
By the way, welcome to IDT. I don't disagree. The non-competitive, banter, bitterness, berating, all that stuff.
A lot of B's.
Yep.
Banter,
sports
berating.
Banter. It's banter, that too. Yeah.
Sports
talk.
bickering.
Sports bickering. So I am the highly questionable one, RJ Miliaccio. That is the redoubtable Tom Izzo. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday. Hey, college football is back, folks.
CFB.
Yeah, and I was watching. Actually, caught part of the. I was going back and forth between the Penn State game, which was a Donnie, and the Pitt, who's ranked 17th in West Virginia. They had the backyard brawl there. That was a Donnie. So I'm going back and forth. And I'm like, holy shit, it's back. It's legitimately back. And there are ranked teams going at it. So
are those games on still?
There are, there's 8 or 9 games tonight. There's the West Coast games later on, too.
Right, so, I gotta be honest, I don't care.
I know you don't.
I need to.
You don't never.
I need to find a straw that pulls
It's amazing how every time I'm jazzed up with something, he just.
I know, I'm sorry.
I don't care.
I'm sorry.
In fact, the way he says it's like you're the only person on earth that actually cares about this.
No, I realize I'm in the minority. I realize I'm the one with the outside opinion here.
Like they're literally, if a nuclear bomb hit the White House and blew up DC, he'd be like, nobody cares.
That's not true.
Nobody cares. Why do you care? Nobody cares. Do you know anybody up there? I don't know anybody up there. So why do you care?
Dude, sometimes I am like that.
Yeah, you are. When people that everybody likes, you don't give a shit about. Like it's been 3.5.
One person that everybody likes.
Olivia Newton-John.
How come you afraid?
That's true. And I had 3 weeks ago. Got 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks now, Olivia. We miss you.
Dude, I'm not saying
you made it sound like, oh my God.
I'm saying I don't know Olivia Newton-John.
No, but you've heard of her.
Her death does not impact my life.
It's not about impacting your life. It's about the impact she had on others. Which right there, if it was more than one person outside of her family, that's great. Yeah. She impacted. This woman. Forget the fact she's a 4-time Grammy winner. Yeah. Forget all that shit. Okay, that cancer research center in Melbourne, all the things she's done, she's saved lives. That goes way. There's one thing to use your platform to get out of mess. It's another thing to actually save lives. Actually saving lives. Like what you're doing is literally is saving lives.
I thought she was just an entertainer.
No, well, but she got cancer. Here's the thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think. All right, let me explain to you why this mattered to me. Okay, not because I was real quick. When I was growing up, obviously she was
Olivia Newton-John.
She was a big. She was
the
a big
Mets
time.
have just.
I know we're gonna get to the Mets, but I got to finish this thought now because I bottled it up inside. Listen,
I didn't realize this was under there.
The thing is, the reason it was there is because when I was growing up, my mother was a huge fan of hers. That's how I even heard of it. That's because of my mother.
Okay.
So my mother got breast cancer when I was 10. Okay. And I didn't understand it then.
Damn,
but my mom was supposed to die. My mom's not supposed to be with us right now. She beat severe odds. And on the day, actually, they lost her for a minute on the operating table. Thought they lost her, and thankfully revived her. I was 10, didn't understand what was going on. Olivia Newton-John was one of her favorites. My mother loved her.
Now you're making me feel like a piece of crap.
But you didn't know the story behind it, so you can't. I'm not going to fault you something you didn't know. If you knew that, then you'd be a dick. Okay, but you didn't know that. So anyway,
I didn't know.
So
I mean,
fast forward.
This person did kind of feel like making an
so
impact on
my
your
mom,
life.
who was a big fan of hers, saw her in concert, okay, I believe, twice, I think. And literally with her girlfriends, loved her. Grease still talks about Grease to this day.
Yeah.
Okay, it's ridiculous. And they're only 5 years apart. My mother was just 5 years older than her. So she, fast forward to 1990, I forget, when she first, 1992, the first time Olivia Newton-John got diagnosed with cancer.
That's when I was born.
Yeah, the year you were born. You were born in 82.
1982. I thought that's what you
This was
said.
92. 92.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
92. My bad. 92. So anyway, now she gets breast cancer. The first person I thought of was my mother, who I know literally, when I call it, the first thing that came out of my mom's mouth was like, "Did you hear?" I'm like, "I heard what happened. What do they know?" And literally, she beat it that time, which was great. And then she just right there, when she went through it, she started doing all this stuff for cancer research, raising all this money, and battled it 2 more times in her life before she finally succumbed to it 3 weeks ago. So I have a tie to her through my mother. That's where it started when I was a kid. So I've always known. And when I listen, I've heard her sing. Talk about the songbird. Her. Oh my God. You hear her song like that?
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, she's got a voice.
Yeah.
There are girls who but they don't have a great voice. She has a voice. She has like a voice that it's a generational talent.
All right, come on, we gotta push through this.
So hey, that's Olivia, and we miss you, Olivia.
Look, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
It's all right, but now you know that.
I didn't realize that a celebrity could mean so much to somebody.
Well, yeah, but
and
you have, whether you know or not, you
probably because I'm a little self-absorbed and I don't, I could think a little farther outside of myself sometimes.
But you have some celebrities that you feel that way about. You just don't know it yet.
No, there's definitely people maybe.
So if some God forbid something, you will.
Yeah. Maybe it hasn't happened to me yet.
No, it hasn't. I don't think. But I'm sure that when it'll happen. I'm saying it's everybody. Anyway, so listen, baseball is also going on. We're gonna start with this. We're 7 minutes into this segment, and we haven't talked about baseball. All right, so this segment's supposed to be about baseball.
How many viewers? If we were a hit show,
Yeah.
How many viewers would we have lost in that first 7 minutes, you think?
I don't know if they're all stoned. They'd have been like in the edge of their seats.
You think so?
Yeah. That is a Jedi rant.
These guys are hilarious.
We went off on a Jedi tangent.
I mean, okay.
We did. You can. I'm telling you, that's what that is.
No, I mean we were built for the tangent.
I know, but then you throw
and
that in.
My bread and butter.
Then you throw. It's like
my bread and butter is talking about nothing.
It's like giving Usain Bolt steroids. Okay, doesn't need them.
Just fuels the fire.
Fuels the fire. So anyway,
the fire.
Yeah. So anyway,
let's talk about my Mets.
Yeah, the Mets here. So yeah.
Let's talk about.
We'll start with the Mets and the Dodgers. That was the most anticipated rivalry of the week, and didn't disappoint. Very good game. Really, all 3 games were really good games. And his Mets,
like a playoff series.
His Mets, who I'm gonna just set the floor up for him. His Mets took 2 out of 3. Degrom was a stud again. You got to talk about Degrom, by the way. Tell me you're gonna talk about Degrom. He's starting to look like Pedro. Okay, he's starting to remind me of Pedro. So we'll get into. He's going to get into this. But anyway, they took 2 out of 3. That's a big series for the Mets. That's the second time now they've gone toe to toe with this team, and they've more than held their own. I'm telling you, these two are on a collision course. The LCS barring major injury. Anyway, we're going to have Tom take it. Tom watched, I'm sure, both of these games every pitch. Actually, all 3 of them, I'm sure. Okay, so Tom, give us your synopsis, recap of this. Overall, what'd you think about what happened here? Knowing who they were playing against, what they were up against, the talent of that lineup. Mookie Betts hit his 32nd, today or yesterday, whatever it was. Yeah, he's only the best thing I've ever good in the game. So, yeah. But anyway, what did you think? Tell me what 2 heavyweights. What'd you think?
So, thank you for the setup there. But it's crazy because the Dodgers have like 3 MVPs in their lineup, and
they do.
And
candidates,
and one of them doesn't even. And one of them doesn't even bat in their upper third of their lineup. One of them
scary.
One of them batted 9th today. Cody Bellinger batted 9th either today or yesterday.
Okay.
But it was awesome because it was played like a playoff series, and in a playoff series, neither team can frickin' hit. Yeah. Nobody can score a run.
Pitching always shows
Pitching
up.
Dominates. And then every now and then there's a crazy play where somebody makes a mistake or somebody makes a great play and it shifts the game.
But I think
that it felt like those were playoff games. And that's how all 3 games went.
The one thing that I love about baseball postseason, to me, it's hockey's the best, but then baseball's right there for this reason. In the postseason, literally, you're hanging on every pitch.
Every pitch.
Every single freaking pitch.
Well, no.
And you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because you know that the next pitch could be the pitch that changes the whole thing. one way or the other. So no, I get it. I agree with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But hockey's like that too.
Yeah.
Where every freaking hit, every freaking, it's like the second
It's
the
just
puck.
like there's so much
There's
juice
so
in the
much
air,
going
like-
on. Yeah, and every little thing impacts another. And so
No, and that's
but-
the crazy thing about baseball is that it's such a long and slow game that if played out over the course of 6 months, it's too much to be that intense, right?
Yeah, how can you possibly
But then
maintain
when
that?
you get to the end and every pitch matters so much because there's only 2 weeks left,
Sure.
that's when it's such a beautiful game because
Yeah.
you can literally be into every pitch of the game.
Yeah.
And,
That's the one thing about baseball. It's timeless.
and it's intense.
Every postseason, and now the best part about now is there's more teams involved. When I was a kid, it was just like the division winners, and that was it. And that was it. And there was only 2 divisions.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was crazy. It was just like a Final Four. Okay, go. It was quick.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that it wasn't still meaningful, but it just
So there
wasn't
were so
what it
many
is
teams
now.
that won like high 90s,
Yeah,
maybe 100
didn't even
games
get
that
in.
didn't get in.
Didn't get in. Now.
Now that
What I love about
rarely
now is you
happens.
have more fan bases, more places around. I mean, now it feels like something. It feels like America's involved. That's the cool thing about
America.
it. No, because with the when it was the setup before,
Yeah.
it was like there was literally like 8. You knew it was going to be the same 5 or 6 immediate markets. They're going to be there.
All right,
like-
I got to talk about Degrom.
Yeah. So yeah. So
I didn't talk
yes.
about Degrom.
So they won today. What happened? No, I didn't see today. What happened today? First of all.
All right, so
They won-
today
I saw the score.
So today was a great game.
Yeah.
It was Kershaw against Bassett.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So Kershaw just coming back from back injury. He'd been out for a while.
Yeah.
So they didn't even know if he was going to start, and boom, they started him. So Kershaw had a rough first inning, walked a man with the bases loaded. The Mets took a 1-0 lead.
Oh, walked a guy in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the Mets didn't capitalize.
That was the only run they
They
scored.
got one run.
The only one they
Yeah.
scored was the one they
and then
walked
they
in.
couldn't hit him for 5 innings.
Oh, you must have been losing
Okay.
your mind. Oh my
So,
God.
and while that's happening, Bassett had the same kind of inning as Kershaw
Okay.
in the second inning,
Really?
and he gave up a quick 2 runs.
Wow.
Right, like he walked the bases loaded. I can't remember what he was doing, but
Yeah.
it was a very similar inning. He gave up 2 runs,
Yeah.
but that was it.
And then
And
he
then
was lights
pitched
out
6
for like,
innings.
Wow.
And the Mets ended
Yeah.
up coming back, and it was an awesome game. Second baseman Gavin Lux made like a real nonchalant play on a routine ground ball, and Starling Marte beat it out
Yeah.
for an infield single. Like the guy just lollygagged over to the ball. And Marte is one of those guys that he's got bad hamstrings right now, so he'll jog. But if he sees that he has a shot at a single,
Yeah.
he'll
bowl. Yeah.
So he beats out an infield single. Lindor hits a double, ties the game. Anyway, the Mets go on to win 5-3. Actually, they got some big hits. The Dodgers made multiple mistakes in this game. Diaz pitched the 8th and was hittable, but he gave up 1 run, got through it, and the Mets won. So this was the first time that the Mets have won a season series against the Dodgers since 2015. And what happened in 2015?
Didn't the Mets go to the World Series?
They did.
I believe. Yeah.
Yep. And they beat the Dodgers in the regular season, and they beat them in the postseason. On the way there.
So history
So
possibly.
I don't know. Who knows?
History possibly
Who knows?
rearing its ugly head.
The only
Or
thing
its
I'm cautious.
handsome head in Tom's case.
I'm cautious about this.
What?
The Dodgers have locked up the playoffs. The
You think-
Dodgers don't need those games.
Why? They're not going to lose home field? They're too far
No,
ahead
they're too far ahead.
of everybody?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like 7 games
They're
ahead.
7 games ahead of you guys. I saw
So
that.
to me, it's kind of like they're in a different mode. And Buck Showalter said this. He was like, let's be honest, like they're in a different mode. They're doing some things now that they would not have done if this were a playoff series.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? Like they definitely tried to win. All their pitchers are good, you know, but you know they made some moves. Like they just picked up a bullpen arm that the Mets cut earlier in the year,
Yeah.
and they brought him in to close the game against the Mets, and he closed it against the Mets that first game.
Really?
So like they weren't sending out their best at all times,
Huh.
but their pitching was good, and our pitching was just as good as theirs. So that's what leads me to believe the Mets can hang with these guys. obviously.
When they were out in L.A. earlier in the year.
Yeah, and they split without Scherzer and DeGrom.
They split a 4-game set there without their 2 best pitchers.
And DeGrom yesterday,
dude, I'm telling you,
he was awesome.
He's starting to remind me of Pedro Martinez.
Did you hear what Mookie Betts said? Mm-mm. So, Mookie Betts hit a home run off of Jacob DeGrom yesterday. Yeah. It was the only thing DeGrom gave up the entire game.
I saw that.
Although DeGrom almost gave up another home run, but that was robbed. I'm sure you saw a replay.
I saw that, yeah.
But Mookie Betts, after the game, they were asking him about facing him, and he was like, well, I mean, he's basically the best in the game, maybe the best ever. That's what Mookie Betts said. It's like, I think he's getting a little ahead of himself there, but he seems to be nasty as F.
I'm just saying, what I saw of him yesterday, when I caught like 3 innings, 4 innings.
Yeah.
He reminded me of Pedro, and that I've never seen anyone.
You're right. That slider to the
that slider.
To
I'm
the
like that
blown
looks
away corner.
Eerily similar to a guy I once knew, and his accuracy.
Yeah, it's nasty.
He's painting. He's like Pedro would like dot. If he wanted to hit a spot, Pedro could throw one in his prime. If he wanted to put it 95,
is Pedro 95?
He could hit 95. He's between 93 and 95. But he would literally.
But DeGrom's throwing 100.
I know. He's more powerful. I don't think he's as accurate as Pedro, but he's close. He's faster, but he's not quite as accurate. But he is accurate. That's why I didn't say he was Pedro. I said he reminds me of Pedro because he can like Pedro in his prime could literally just, if he wanted to put it right over your inside elbow at 95 miles an hour, he could fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like as you're swinging, he could fucking do it. Like that was Pedro.
Remember when Pedro threw what's his face to the ground?
Yeah, little Zimmer. Zimmer could never live that down.
You can't really blame Pedro for that, though, right?
Zimmer, he ran at.
He ran at, he really.
He could have slugged him. He just threw him.
Well, it was just kind of funny because
he could have lined up and cold cocked him.
It was almost like grabbing a kid, like, and then he just
his fat ass rolled.
He put his cheeks together and then he just kind of went, go over that way.
That had to be the most. He had to turn his man card after that.
Dude, do you remember
because
he was crying in the post?
Pedro Martinez is about this big. Okay, he threw.
Don Zimmer was 80 and smaller than Pedro.
No, Don Zimmer was a little roly-poly dude. He was fat.
But he was old.
He weighed like twice as much as Pedro.
He was old.
Dude, Pedro was like a $105.
Pedro did was guide him to the side and he fell right on
like a salad.
He didn't. He didn't even toss him. He would just grab his cheeks and was like, go over there, dude.
He threw him out of the club.
Oh my God.
Threw him out of the club. He's like, we have to serve your kind in here.
But then remember Don Zimmer crying in the press conference? I feel bad.
He was embarrassed because he got tossed.
Have you ever been so embarrassed you cried?
Dude, if I got tossed by a salad by a guy Pedro's size, I'd be fucking crying too.
Pedro was the best pitcher in the league. He's not some
wrestler.
Yeah, but come on, dude.
Not martial art.
You know he's got some juice in him if he's up there throwing, 95 in the biggest situations ever. The guy's not just a little chump.
A good stiff breeze would blow Pedro.
No, a good stiff breeze would blow Don Zimmer over.
He looked like
and that's what happened.
He was as thin as a scarecrow.
No.
He was. He just had a ridiculously amazing arm.
No, I mean, the dude was special.
Yeah, we could toss him like that.
You could toss him like that. How the hell did we get here? Oh, Degrom.
Because he's like Pedro.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, but so here's the thing.
He can almost paint he's that good.
Here's what excites me is if Mookie Betts is not just blowing smoke up Jacob DeGrom's ass. Because he could be doing that. Hoping to lull him to sleep. Oh, this guy respects me. They get in the playoffs and boom, he hits another bomb off of him.
Mookie Betts is the best leadoff hitter in baseball.
No doubt.
That wouldn't be a fluke if it happened.
But is he giving DeGrom fake props, or do you think he really believes that?
In my experience with Mookie Betts, because he was the Red Sox for 4 or 5 years.
Seemed genuine, right?
Everything that he said was genuine. I think he means it. And in terms of best pitcher in the game today, I totally agree with him today. All time, he said maybe. Yes, he didn't go over the top there.
I know, but my thing is
to your point, he hasn't done enough to even.
I would be excited to know that I have seen the entire career
How old is he, by the way?
The best pitcher ever. Like, if that's what he is, which I'm not saying he is, but like, that would be cool to know that like I saw him from his start in the league to whenever he finishes. Yeah. And that's the best pitcher ever. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I mean, so easy. That's like Michael Jordan saying you saw him all the way through his, I mean, I'm even lucky. I got to see Bird, Magic, and him all the way through their career.
That's pretty cool.
That's amazing. When I look back on that, I'll be like, I saw those three from day one to all three.
But see, my thing is, I was so anti-Jordan.
I hated him too, but
I was anti-Jordan because I was a Knicks fan.
I hated Magic Johnson, like most people in Boston hate the Yankees.
Really?
Oh yeah, I hated the Lakers. I saw them. I didn't see purple.
But now it seems like you respect Magic.
He's the greatest point guard I've ever seen, and it's not even close. Yeah. Magic Johnson. Here's the thing about Magic and Bird that I love, and Jason Kidd was another one.
We're going down the yellow brick road right now.
Just that they could dominate the game without taking a shot. There are very few people in this game, in that game,
rebounding, passing, and
defense,
stealing,
that can dominate the game without taking a shot and be the best player on the floor. Magic and Bird were the only two guys I ever saw consistently do that. And every night it was great because every night they'd focus on a different thing. It was amazing, and they did it. And oh my god!
Yeah, that usually means you're the best one on the floor.
Yeah, well, you can say, you know what, we need 20 rebounds tonight. And
I don't think I'm going to score.
No, but Mikhail's scoring past, but we're getting killed on the boards, and I would get 21 rebounds, and he would do that. Yeah. And those two are Hall of Fame big men, and Bird couldn't jump. And he got 21 rebounds. I'm just like,
well, I mean,
and it was a big man's
Don't you think
era.
that gets overplayed? Bird, no
Larry
jump
Bird,
ability.
I always tell people this.
He
Larry
dunked
Bird,
on people.
Larry Bird, no, I know. I've seen him on video dunking on people.
But
he was a better athlete than people gave him credit for.
Right.
Which
is typically the case.
Yeah, I mean, I keep telling people, Luka Doncic is a smaller, slower version of Larry Bird.
And he's still a good athlete.
He's a top 5 player in the league.
I mean, people want to say, like, oh, he's not that athletic.
He's a top 5 player in the league right now.
Just because you're a little slower doesn't mean you're less athletic.
No, it's you think the game. Look at anybody.
They all think the game.
The mind is
everybody's smart.
The mind is the best weapon. Anybody will tell you that, whether in combat and competitive athlete, the mind is the best weapon.
Yeah, but my thing is, I think
Dominique Wilkins had the greatest line ever I've ever heard in the history of professional sports.
What do you say?
After the shootout in '88 with him and Bird in Game 7. They had that. Talk about a shootout. That was the last time it was fundamentals versus street ball. That's literally what it was, and it was the greatest one. I've never seen anything like it.
Was Nick a street baller?
Yeah, but styles make fights, and they were the exact opposite of each other. And when they were that was the greatest 12 minutes of basketball I've ever seen in my life by two individuals. I was like, they were just throwing haymakers at each other. It was like it was unreal. It was unreal. But anyway, the thing about that is. What was I going to say? I was talking about being able to influence the game without taking a shot. Yeah. And why I respected Magic so much, because I hated him the whole time. But at some point, the guy keeps winning. You got to acknowledge it. Yeah. Like I couldn't stand Michael Jordan, but I mean, and look, all of a sudden when you have to, at some point you have to tip your cap to him, because whether you agree with his competition or not, you can't ignore what he's doing. That's why I was saying the other day, to a friend, best player of an era or generation, fine, but compare all these different, it's impossible. Yeah. It's silly to do.
All right, well, back to the potentially greatest pitcher of all time, Jacob Degrom.
That's where this rant started. I'm sorry.
He was really good last night against the best lineup in baseball. He pitched 7 innings and gave up 1 run. And Brandon Nimmo made an amazing catch last night. I think
I saw that on SportsCenter.
Yeah, Justin Turner came up.
Yeah.
Mets were up 2-1.
It was on SportsCenter. It was top players.
He hit a laser to right center.
It should have been a hit.
And should have been a home run.
Should have been a home run. Yeah, he jumped into the fence. He jumped into the fence
and while running, jumped and
caught it.
Crashed into the wall and caught it. And came down like...
It's pretty awesome.
Flexing and screaming.
It was a pretty awesome catch.
It was awesome.
It was. He got in the air, caught it, hit the wall, took the hit,
held on the ball, came down. He didn't even show the ball.
He came down like, fuck you, wall.
Right. Like, I was like, dude, open your glove. Do you have it or not?
Oh, he had it.
But, yeah, that was a great game last night. And then I really need to give props to Edwin Diaz last night. Okay. the Mets closer.
No, I know who he is.
So that catch happens. Degrom throws 7 shutout innings.
Mm-hmm.
That catch was in the 7th inning.
Yeah.
It was the second out of the 2nd inning.
Okay.
And that was the last inning Degrom pitched.
Okay.
So, big play. The whole place is juiced up.
Yeah.
The Mets go into the 9th with the lead 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And in comes Edwin Diaz. But Timmy Trumpet, the musician on the song that they play when Diaz comes out, he's in the stadium live with the trumpet playing the intro music.
Timmy Trumpet?
Yes, his name's Timmy Trumpet. He's Australian, okay? He plays the trumpet on this song, okay? On Edwin Diaz's walkout song. Do you want me to play it?
No, I don't.
On Edwin Diaz's walkout song, he plays the trumpets, okay? I can't believe you don't know about this. Hold on a second.
What fucking Timmy Trumpet? That sounds like a fucking cartoon name. Timmy Trumpet.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It's like a cartoon.
Okay, but like
Timmy Trumpet was actually in this.
But when I tell you this is the best intro battle song you've ever heard, just listen to it. Just wait.
Intro battle song.
Okay, so he's walking out of the bullpen right now, right? And now he starts jogging. Come on, am I right?
Oh,
So he's jogging out to the mound and they're playing this.
Do you know what I'm picturing right now?
Just listen. All right, so dude is on the field playing the walkout song live.
Dude.
Okay?
Do you know what I was picturing?
No, stop it. You're going to ruin my moment.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Edwin Diaz is coming out and Timmy Trumpet is playing the song. It feels like it's a freaking movie, right? And you know what every Met fan is thinking in that moment, right? Every Met fan is thinking.
Every Met thinking, where the fuck do you get a name like Timmy Trumpet?
No, every Met fan is thinking, they're making this big friggin' deal. They got this guy playing a trumpet on the field.
Oh
You better not blow the save, right? Because that feels like something that would happen to the Mets.
Did you know what I
right?
pictured when that was playing?
No, I don't want to know.
Yes, you did.
So look, I'm saying all Mets with their trauma were thinking,
oh man,
I really hope they don't do this whole live performance.
I'm telling
and
you.
then he blows the save. Okay? But he didn't. He got the save. Asshole, I'm trying to talk.
Dude, this wouldn't be this flavor with Stone. I'm just saying.
But he came through. He came through, so I got to give him a lot of
He
credit.
did, but it wasn't because of the Bugs Bunny like song. The Bugs Bunny El Matador song.
Of course it wasn't. I'm saying them doing the big live performance
Yes.
put pressure on him. Because it's like, my God, they're making this big thing of this. Like, now I got to freaking perform.
All he was missing was the robe and the red cloak. He's walking out to bullfight.
Yeah, it was like it's like a Matador song.
Yes, that's what I'm picturing. But I'm picturing Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny wouldn't come out to a song.
He
like
did.
That. Not to a song like
It was
that.
like that. He had the damn thing. He had that stupid Matador.
It was probably
hat.
like
He had that Matador hat. He was walking like this with his nose in the air. He had the kid.
Oh my God. Everybody loves that entrance.
I do love it. But that's what pops into my head now when I hear that. Because it was all because of Timmy fucking Trumpet. That's why. Because I was already going down the cartoon path. Then I fucking hear that.
Folks. I'm sorry, folks. This is what I'm dealing with.
Timmy Trumpet.
Okay? We've been talking about nothing for 28
Bugs
minutes.
Bunny El
Let's
Matador
stop the
song.
tape. New segment. We're going to reset.
We're going to
Because
reset.
freaking Timmy Trumpet over here,
probably
he's going to get it together. It's fucking...
He can't
start calling you freaking...
He can't turn it off. Segment 2 shortly. Tom
right.
ever gets... He can't turn it.
We got Tony Trombone over here.
It's a big...
Freaking Tony Trombone.
Hey,